The Emperor has been expecting you.
Hi everyone, and you're very welcome to The Hope Show, a weekly live stream dedicated to 1/6 scale collecting in general. Pop culture, movie, TV, programs, all that kind of stuff. So we got a big panel here today. First of all, I just want to say thank you obviously to everyone watching live, watching on the replay, to any channel members, troopers or commanders. And happy Christmas. Christmas is still 12 days. I know we're probably all getting back into normality, but happy Christmas. And more importantly as well, happy New Year. I hope everyone watching has a great, long, healthy 2024. So just going to bring in the panel here. We've got a full panel. We got a panel of 9, which actually suits the how we're going to do this very well. So we got Trevor, the 1/6 shooter. We got Brick Artemis here. We got Jose Plus. We've got Ian, aka H and Silver Fox. We got Phil, the Empire Strikes. We've got Alan at 6 Scale Gallery. We got Eddie at Made Media. And somewhere in the smoke there, we have Wolverine possibly, or maybe it's actually Mike L. Okay. Folks, thanks very much for joining. And sorry I was late. Yeah, my ring light decided to kind of start flickering, so it's a problem with the USB hub that I plug a few different pieces into and then power by that laptop. So I need to sort that, but I do apologize. How are we, folks? Did we have a good Christmas?
Good. Yeah, very good.
Yep, good one.
Yep. Really good.
Awesome.
Stuff.
Yeah, very
Survived
good.
it.
Just about.
Santa Goody.
Yeah, I was better to me, but yeah.
It's funny. The bigger the panel you get, I find, the quieter it is at the start because no one wants to be the first to
I don't
jump
want to
in.
tread on anyone's.
Yeah.
I know. Just trying to be
They don't
polite.
want to step on each other, I guess.
Yeah, I got you. Okay, Trevor, how was your Christmas? Was it good?
It was very good. Yeah, very relaxing. New Year's Eve was nice. I drank enough Irish whiskey last night to last me at least 3 days.
So you're keeping everyone in business there.
Yeah,
What whiskey were you drinking?
yeah. I don't remember the name. It was
Must've been
at
good.
a friend's house. So, but it was very good. It was actually. It's not something I really love all the time. It depends on what it is, but it was good. Start with a T. I don't remember what it was though.
Starts with a T. There's actually a whiskey called Teachers. I doubt it's that.
I
now.
know
Yeah.
Teachers. It wasn't Teachers.
There's I think Tullamore Dew is a whiskey as well, I believe. Sure, there's other ones that pop into my head. Making his first appearance on the Hope Show. Obviously, thank you very much, Trevor, for being here as a regular on the panel here.
Yep.
Making his first appearance, we have Brick Artemis. Brick, I actually don't know your first name.
My first name is Rob, so thank
Rob.
you for having me.
I just thought your parents christened you Brick, and it was just a strange coincidence. But yeah, no problem. You're welcome here anytime you want, really. And we're in a group chat together, and I still didn't know your first name, which is really embarrassing for me. I should stop talking right now. But I watch you every Wednesday or Thursday, actually, on the Wolfpack Wednesday, because it's too late for me to stay up on the Wednesday. But
Right.
I really appreciate what you're doing over there at Jedi Knights Watch channel. And we messaged about I got that myself and my girlfriend bought the Lego Home Alone house and built it on Christmas Eve while watching a ton of Christmas movies, and it was such a good day. Then wiring it was less fun, and what was less fun is when only one of the floors worked. Still looks good, but we've got onto Amazon to try and see if we can get that parts. But that still looks. Can't imagine how bright it's going to be. If anyone hasn't seen, there's a short I put up there on my YouTube channel there, just showing just what it looks like now, and like it's pretty damn cool. Even with it just looks like Kevin is just downstairs on his own, right? You know. But if anyone wants to check it out, thanks very much for joining us, Phil. How are you getting on?
Yeah, good. Thanks for the invite.
No problem. We
It's
lost
nice to
Eddie,
be-
I think, did we?
Sorry.
We think we lost Eddie.
We did.
Yeah.
Hopefully he'll be alright. I want to see if he's trying to come back in. And sorry, Phil. How'd your Christmas? Good.
Yeah, really good.
Excellent stuff.
Stuck in a room with the same family for the last 9 days. Just glad to be out.
9 days. Were you with the in-laws or?
No, just start living.
Blink twice if you're being held against your will.
Yeah. No, it's been good. It's been really good.
Good stuff.
And I got the wife the Home Alone Lego set as well, and she's in there.
Good
trying to get me
stuff.
into.
Yeah,
One of the
it's a
coolest
lot of
Lego
fun.
Love it.
It's really cool. Really cool.
Not judging by my wife's face, it's not very fun.
Pardon?
Not judging by the wife's face, it's not much fun.
Yeah. Oh no, building it was actually a lot of fun, especially having like Christmas movies on in the background. But I found the wiring kit tedious and time-consuming and difficult and frustrating. But what was getting me through was going, look, this will look amazing when it's done. And then when it didn't, I think it's a problem with. If you imagine like the ground floor, you're able to lift off the attic to see inside the top floor of the first floor, and then you're able to lift off the first floor to see inside, the ground floor. This makes a lot of sense. So you can look into anything from the kitchen, the buzz's room, to the loft or attic upstairs. So those floors aren't like completely clicked down. There's like a lot of like smooth bricks, so there's no connection. There's a few weak, just a few little connection points so you can make it lift off. So how they've done it is like there's these wireless connectors, and I thought that was the problem. I thought they weren't working, because it made sense if the ground floor works and we've checked all the wiring for the first and the attic. Why isn't it sending the electricity through or the current through? So I ended up breaking one of them because they're really flimsy, and we messaged saying, look, this is after breaking. But seeing as it was broken, I was like, right, I'm just going to cut this off and connect the positive to positive. Still didn't, positive to positive, negative to negative, whatever. It still didn't work. So yeah, hopefully they'll give us replacement parts anyway. But
One of these custom kits off Amazon, was it?
it was Loco Lee off Amazon. Loco Lee light kick. Now I was really impressed by, even though all the little pieces were small and tedious and stuff, I was really impressed by the build quality. Like, we didn't go like snapping everything. I know those little the wireless receivers, I wasn't impressed because they are very flimsy and it did break a bit, but the rest of it, the instructions were very clear for the most part. But yeah, it is tedious. What about yourself, Ian? How was Christmas?
Yeah, it was good. Family. Normally I host all our family, but I got this year off, which is good. So my sister was doing it. So that was a stress-free Christmas, and then we had a quiet Hogmanay last night round at Lucy's parents. Just watching TV. So yeah, all good, but similar to Trevor, probably overindulged in the whiskey. So
It was tealing, by the way. I know everybody's on the edge of their
Teeling,
seat.
yeah, gotcha. I'm with you. Yeah, I'm with you now. Good stuff. Jose, what about yourself? How was your Christmas?
Pretty good. Spent time with the family, just usual stuff. I've been sick for like a week and a half, so if you see me coughing or put myself on mute, that's what I'm doing. So,
Yeah.
but I'm here. I wanted to be here with you guys. So,
Good stuff. No, we appreciate your power and true. And if you have to dip out at any point, just let us know. But appreciate you being here. Hopefully, Eddie can make it back.
hopefully.
Alan, great to have you as always. And again,
good to
like
be back, man.
you're saying you're a bit tired, so like if you can make it through, and if you can't, no pressure. You can dip out whenever you want. Like,
Sweet.
and, good Christmas.
Yeah, like everyone else, like just quiet. A stressful 3 kids. Not much sleep. Lots of presents, lots of cardboard.
Lots of cardboard, I'd imagine.
Lots of cardboard. Yeah.
Yeah, because
Don't know what to do with it.
we I think a lot of households have that problem after Christmas. Like, okay, it's a first world problem. There's lots of cardboard. There's probably lots of gifts, which is great. But there's that, like, sometimes like over here they double up, like maybe the recycling bins, like, twice in the 1 week or something like that to cater for that. And like, I still have the box for this downstairs, which is mammoth. There's the box for the Lego house, a few things that she had, and then I went to IKEA yesterday and got like bloody 6 Bladaldens. That's another story. But like, there's a lot of cardboard here now.
Yeah.
But there's a recycling plant up the road, so they take cardboard. So hopefully tomorrow, go do that.
Well, yeah,
drop them off.
Other than that, like, all good, man. All good.
I'm sure everyone in the chat is delighted that we're talking about recycling and saving the
Sorry,
world
everyone,
instead of
by
about
the
6
way.
scale figures. Like,
That's
you're
life,
welcome,
man.
folks.
That's life.
You're welcome. Yeah, think of the
Little bit
future.
Little
Like
bit of
Eckhart.
think about the future. It's a little bit of real life sprinkled in.
Got to offset all the plastic that we're collecting. So.
Yeah. Well, you know, we're preventing it just being thrown on the ground and, you know, seeping into the soil, the groundwater. Like, Mike, how are you? You seem to be. Are you out? You're obviously out somewhere. So you're like it looks like you're at a pub or something.
Yeah, I'm actually. Let's see if you can see it here. Really nice place. This is the Monte Cristo Lounge here. Oh, anyway, probably hard to see, but
yeah.
I'm here.
Myself and Ian wouldn't be allowed in there. The rest of you might be all right, but like,
you guys would have a great time. Maybe too good of a time. Yeah, the Monte Cristo Lounge. Really nice, big walk-in humidor over there, and just friendly people. You always make friends when you come here. But it was quiet when I got here, and I apologize. I have no idea how loud it is for you on your end.
We can hear you perfectly, but like actually that's a good kind of a reminder. Like, so if people are like, there's 9 of us on the panel, if people can mute when you're not speaking, but yeah, when you're speaking, it's just your voice coming through. It might be a small bit of noise in the background, but no issues.
Good.
Eddie, how are you getting on?
Hey guys, I'm good. Sorry, I was trying to stream differently before when we started. It wasn't working out, so I had to move back to my normal hub here, but good to be here. Good to see you guys in 2024.
Excellent stuff. Happy New Year to you, and great that you're here and can join us. Nice full panel. It actually makes perfect sense. You know what? Seeing as we've been going a while now, and we haven't talked about any sort of collecting. I'm gonna change how I introduce this, because I instead of going straight to the housekeeping, we're going to get straight into something. I will return and shout out the channel members and the people in the chat and everything, but I think maybe we're going to get started straight away with this. So we're going to do things a little different. Usually, I don't like to hold the audience hostage. I like to say, look, this is what we're going to be talking about for the next hour or so, and then we then people can choose to stay or not. So we're going to do things a little different. So, folks, this is what we're going to be talking about for the next hour or so. So some are more cryptic than others, but seeing as there's 9 of us, we each get to choose one, and that's what we're going to talk about. Okay? So I see Jose smiling. Do you like the sound of this game, Jose?
Yeah, it kind of reminds me when you're taking the eye test and go like this, right?
You know, funny. When I moved to Abu Dhabi, before they let you apply for a driving license and stuff like that, you've got to obviously bring your own license. If you have an international license, that helps. You've got to then get your license translated from English to Arabic, and then you don't have to do a test or anything, but you do an eye test. And like, I've got 20/20 vision. I never have to wear glasses. Like, my hearing isn't as good as my eyesight. My eyesight's pretty good. And I remember the guy who was telling me, you know, like, just got bored like this. He was like, oh, read the top line, read the bottom line, read the last line. And I said to him, oh, does anyone ever get them all right? Like, because some of the bottoms were really small. And he said, oh, yeah. You didn't. He was real smug as well. And I was like, you fucking bastard. But, yeah. So, I presume you can read them all?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Which one do you want to start with? What will we start with?
F.
F. Okay, so F. F is actually our main topic, folks. So we're going to go straight into it. F, if I have this correctly, is actually the main topic. So we're going to go straight into it. That worked out nicely. So I can take this off. We don't need this anymore. 2024 releases, folks. What are you hyped about? Jose, we may as well stick with you. What are you buzzing about? What are you looking forward to that was due to be released in this year?
Wow. Well, there's so many things. So I was looking at my list earlier today when I saw the topic for today, and I was like, wow, there's so many things that are scheduled to release this year. So I was like, oh man. But going on the thumbnail, that Bane and that Catwoman to finish off the Dark Knight trilogy figure collections that we have, those are the ones that I got my eye on. The Catwoman, we were expecting that since last summer, right? It was July to December, and now it's been
quarter one,
yeah.
I think quarter 1 to 2, I think, of 2023. But yeah, so would they be our two most anticipated ones?
Yeah, definitely. I used to have the 1.0. I mentioned it before, the Catwoman, and I sold her when they announced this one. So I've been waiting for that one for a while. Mm-hmm. So it's like 2 years since the announcement. I think 2021. So I've been waiting for that one for a while. So that one and the Bane are the ones that I'm looking at that I'm really excited about.
And why did you sell the Catwoman? Is there any particular reason?
Well, mine was already flaking a little bit on the boots. I made it known to the seller, but you know, I saw the new version. I saw the little hints of the upgrades on the suit. The zipper was different. The material was a little different from the 1.0, so I felt it was worth upgrading. So I put it on the market. Someone bought it. They were aware of the issue. So.
Oh, good. Oh, sorry. You said you made it known to the person who bought it off you. Was that right?
Yeah, that's correct.
Ah, right. Yeah, yeah, it's good practice. Very honest. Obviously, a lot of people are less than honest, but you yeah, that makes sense. I thought you said you bought it off someone and it was flaking, and then you'd made it known to the person that sold it to you. I thought you were going full Liam Neeson. I have a particular set of skills, you know. So yeah, good stuff. So Bane and the Catwoman. Anything else you're hyped about, or would they be your top two then?
Oh gosh, give me a second. I'm gonna look at my list.
Cool. While you do that, I'm gonna go over to Alan, because I know Alan is hyped for that Bane, because that Bane was my most. There was the announcement last year that made me the most hyped back in, I think, January or February, and I know Alan was looking at it as well. It came out of left field. Were you hyped about that one, Alan, or did you gonna maybe potentially pre-order that, or what do you think?
Yeah, it's pre-ordered at Sideshow, I think. So I've definitely got that coming whenever they release it. I think I remember exactly where I was when I first saw the images. I was waiting at the train station to go to work, and I remember sending it to you.
I was walking down the steps on my way out of the gym on my way to work.
Yeah,
we're
I
connected.
remember actually. Yeah.
And
I remember just being blown away by it. You know, when you see them side by side, you know, you can see just how necessary the upgrade was.
It's chalk and cheese, really, isn't it?
Yeah, massively.
Yeah, chalk and cheese.
But yeah, massively hyped for that one. It's funny because I think you put a video up today, didn't you, about the kind of 2024 releases? Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah, the same topic, just put kind of a condensed version of it. Yeah.
And a lot of the figures that you mentioned, I've literally got on my list. So Bane was definitely one of them. I am interested in the Catwoman. It's just I just hope they did change the sculpt a little bit, because I've never really liked it. You know what I mean? The old version. No offense. I just didn't think it looked very good.
I've heard a lot of people say that, people who, and I know that I think Graham Jedi Knights Watch as well sold the 1.0, and I think he's looking forward to 2.0 as well. I've heard issues with pleather. I've heard that the paint apps aren't great on the face. It doesn't actually look as much like Anne Hathaway as the prototype images for the 2.0 do. I really hope they nail the basics there. Give us a suit that won't appeal. I've heard the body proportions are a bit more improved in the new prototype, and the paint applications.
The thing going forward, doesn't it? Like, especially with the Mark II. We'll probably touch on that in a bit. But and
hopefully with the hair, like, it's not a wavy hair, it's not messy hair, it's not curled hair. It's gonna be. It could be potentially doll like. It's not going to be an artisan. It's not going to be Wool's hair. Hopefully, but it's straight. You might be able to just keep it straight down and set and forget, like, you know.
The base.
Sorry, go on.
Fair, I was going to say the base. The Catwoman base looks great. You know, Batman could easily go on that.
That's the plan.
Pair with Bane.
Because in that video I mentioned that I have a Batpod there which is vacant, and obviously she used the Batpod in The Dark Knight Rises, so I figure I put her next to it or straddling it, or I always say I just can't say that, and I just get the thought in my head, like, but standing next to it.
Don't say straddle.
But then I know, I was never going to get away with it. I just threw myself under the bus. Standing next to it, looking badass, but because the DX19 is down with the rooted Joker, and I really like that round magnetic base that it comes with, but then he's a bit high, so I think maybe posing a DX19 on the Catwoman's base might work. Even though, like, you know, the base from the third movie or whatever. So is there anything else, like, what would be your most hype figure of this year? Would Bane be it, or?
Probably the Inart Batman, 100%.
Right, gotcha.
Yeah. I'm just foaming at the mouth for that thing. I just need that. I keep seeing everyone's hot toys.
You have Inart rabies.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm rabid for that thing, man. I keep like seeing everybody's images of the Hot Toys version, and even though like people are modding the shit out of it, it does look really, really good out of the box, and people are getting some really great images of it. I just want to join in. I really want to join in.
Yeah, folks, just chime in whenever you want. Like, chime whenever you want. Just like, I
was gonna say, it's funny about the mods for the. It's like, well, the Inart's more expensive, so I'll get the Hot Toys, but then I'll mod it with a $50 collar piece and an $80 cape, and it's just like, why not just buy the Inart at that point, right? That's kind of the path I'm seeing ahead for myself, but I don't know.
I mean, hopefully the Inart turns out, well, and as less inaccuracies and stuff. But I mean, to be fair, like out of the box, the Hot Toys one looks pretty decent, and it wasn't until people started kind of posting like, oh, the size of the collar was too small and things. I didn't really notice it, to be honest. Obviously, when you see the pictures of the upgrades,
it's like something I think you would notice when you're trying to get the hair on with the head on, and it doesn't fit with the collar and things like that. You probably get frustrating. My small gripe about it is they advertised it with just the mask portion, but they released it with the mask and the neck on the cowl I'm talking about. So I don't understand that. So like you've got the neck piece on the unmasked Bruce, and he's looking at his cowl with the neck piece on it. So it's a little odd, I don't know. I'm gonna have to figure that out. I guess you don't have to put the neck piece on, or does the neck look too long if you do that? These are all questions I have. We'll see.
Yeah, I get you. And what about yourself, Mike? Like, what are you hyped about? Like, if you pick out one or two figures that you're like, I'm really, really looking forward to them. Like,
so but besides the Inart, which I don't have on order, so I'm not even gonna say that's on my list necessarily. But I would say keeping it Batman. Actually, something I don't hear a lot of people talking about much lately is the armory. I feel like that just kind of people have been quiet about that one for a long time. But the armory, I think, is going to be a really cool set, and I'm just curious how they're going to do basically a statue. It's a different kind of thing for Hot Toys, so I want to see how that turns out. Plus, it's certainly not like much of a finalized prototype that we saw, right? It looked like there were a lot of little things they needed to fix up. So that the one hands, for sure. The hands were weird. They looked like AI hands, right? Almost 6 fingers on that thing.
Even the face was definitely needed a bit of work. Like,
we still haven't seen the cowl likeness yet either. I don't think they've released that yet, have they?
We haven't seen that yet, and we haven't really seen what the new Dark Knight suit is really all about. We haven't seen any other pictures of it. We've just seen, I guess, the comparisons and stuff. But I'm curious to see if people might say, you know what? Overall, they made some improvements, but they went backwards in some other areas as far as the 19. So. But I'm really looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to Batman 89 as well. I think that's going to be an incredible set with that base, with the different base plates, and it's going to be great. And obviously all the Ahsoka stuff. But that's pretty much every figure from that line. I think 2024 is going to be like the release after release of like, this is the best head sculpt ever. This is the best head sculpt ever. This is, you know what I mean? I just feel like the protos we've seen have just been really incredible, and they're all going to be dropping this year, hopefully.
It's going to be the release of husbands from their wives, with all the divorces going to be going on. What about yourself, Trevor? What are you looking forward to this year?
I'm looking forward to all those Andor figures dropping. I'm sure they're got to be coming this year, right? They have to be.
Sorry, I'm allergic to bullshit. Sorry. I had to do it.
There's a lot. The Return of the Jedi C-3PO, Return of the Jedi Vader, Artisan Anakin. I'm hoping to see if I didn't waste money on that eventually. The Inart Batman for sure, and the number one is Inart Aragorn for sure. I cannot wait for that figure to come out.
That looks stunning. That's one of the best prototypes I've ever seen. Good stuff. Good. That's a good list. What about yourself, Brick?
Oh man, I'm looking forward to Hot Toys' response, right, to Inart and seeing these artisan figures. I have Scarlet Witch paid off already, so I'm really excited for her.
Same.
I don't have Anakin, but I'm hoping to grab one eventually if I get lucky with a a seller. But yeah, those artisan figures, if they actually do come out in 2024, are up there for me, as well as the 1989 Batman, because I don't have any other Batman for Michael Keaton, so I definitely need that. So I can't wait for that either.
Yeah, hyped for that as well. The 89 Batman, the Batmobile, Bane, Catwoman. Yeah, there's a lot of good stuff. The Inart Batman, a lot of similar stuff as well. What about yourself, Phil?
So, C-3PO, definitely. Obi-Wan Vader, Obi-Wan. The Hono Wolverine. Really can't wait to see that.
And that's coming out soon as well, like probably Q2, I think. Did they say?
Didn't originally have it on my list, but I recently had Hunter. Wrecker should be here Wednesday, so I can't wait to see the tech. So I PO'd the tech today. I struggled to get it. I looked around a few sites and I couldn't get it, but company in the UK called DP Collectibles is sort of a Hong Kong reseller based in the UK. He's managed to pick one up for me, so I'll manage to get a pre-order in for me. But then there's obviously a few figures that at the moment I'm not getting, but I can't wait to see. And that's the entire Ahsoka line, the Prey Predator, the Keaton Batman, and the Aragorn.
Yeah, they're all fantastic looking pieces. Because even there's some people, the video I did earlier on, like they were all ones that I was excited to see. Most of them I have on pre-order, but then there was ones there like say the Armory that I'm excited about it. My default setting when it comes to prequel or sequel figure is, or maybe a better example would be sequel and Clone Wars would be, no, I'm not getting it. I just have to, as Mike would say, put guardrails in the collection and focus on the things that I love, pass on things that I like, whatever. But then my default setting for the Dark Knight is I'm always going to be interested. I'm always going to have a look and then maybe have to bow out with certain things. But I want to see how that, like Mike says, do they make the adjustments? Is it going to be a statue? How's it going to look? What's the face sculpt going to be like? Did they fix those hands? Will the transparent Armory look see-through and transparent like it does in the movie, or will it look like Tupperware? Like I don't want that happening, you know. So the Mark 6 and the gantry, it's like I have a Mark 6. I'm not going to sell it, but jeepers, that the gantry is just, it's beautiful, like, you know. But yeah, sorry. Then did Ian?
Okay.
Frozen? Oh, there we are.
And at number 5 for me is Bane. Number 4, Stormtrooper with the Jew back. 89 Batman at number 3. Hobo Green Goblin, which arrives on Wednesday, so I'm really pumped for that.
Good stuff.
And number 1 by far, I'm so hyped for this. It's the Tauntauns. So 2 Tauntauns, and they come in 3 weeks' time. Cannot wait.
Excellent stuff. That's a pretty substantial list. And last but not least, I think everyone spoke apart from Eddie.
Yeah, I'm actually more excited for third-party stuff this year. There's a lot I'm excited for from Hot Toys, like all the ones you guys mentioned. I have most of those on order too, but I'm really excited for Mars Toys Willy Wonka. So I got that on order when they
Gene
announced
Wilder,
it. Yeah. Because the new Wonka movie that came out, I actually really loved it. So I went back and watched the old one again, and I remember how much I loved that movie as a kid. So I'm kind of excited for that. Hopefully they do as good as they did with Joker. Because
you saw the Chalamet version,
yeah.
And what was that like?
It's good. Yeah, it's really good. It's more of like how he got started.
So it's more like a prequel vibe then.
Yeah. But
that movie's magical. It's so good.
Yeah,
it's good. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So.
I mean, it's very family friendly, you know. But I mean, you'll still enjoy it a lot. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah. Well, you know, that's actually Megan. First of all, lent me her car yesterday, and to anyone who saw my story yesterday, I had a Mini Cooper and I was trying to fit 7 Blaladins in the back. So they must have been all looking and going, "You're a moron. Why would you pick a Mini fucking Cooper?" Like, I have a 3 Series Beamer, but like it can't. The boxes will not fit in sideways or across the back seats, and I've tried before trying to put the front passenger seat down and then putting them in. There's only so many you can fit, but her back seats fold down and the front passenger seat. So I was surprised. I got 6 in, and I went back and returned the 7 one. They refunded it straight away, and it worked out great because I had a voucher, but the person who gave me the voucher, they just printed out the email but without the barcode. So I just said, I'll pay in cash. I'll be back in IKEA. We're 20 minutes up the road. So this way I get to go back again, get the other one, and use the voucher. So it's actually worked out. My point is, she spent her entire day helping me build 6 Blaladins. So she wanted to go see that, so I think I'll bring her to see that and maybe go for dinner or something. Just thank you or something. So you're recommending it then, Brick? It's.
I've heard it's good.
Oh yeah, I definitely recommend it. It's a lot of fun. It's probably the most well, besides Guardians 3, maybe the most fun I've had at a movie this year. I mean, there's been other movies like Oppenheimer and all that are amazing movies, but for like the fun factor, this and nostalgia factor too, and then kind of seeing where he came from, and the music was really good. I didn't think I would like it too much because it's kind of like a musical, but so is the original, right? I mean, a lot of music in that. So, and then the candy, you just want chocolate afterwards. They do such a good job. Yeah. Always want that chocolate.
Yeah, absolutely. Is there anyone else who wants to speak about something that they're really, really hyped about?
I wanted to add the red and blue final swing Tom Holland.
Yeah,
Spider-Man.
great call. Yeah, that was on my list as well. If you could narrow it down, can we do a quick run around before we move on? And I'm just going to address the chat and do some basics. But just like if there was one figure that you have on pre-order, or maybe you don't have on pre-order, that you want that's due for release this year, just magically appear in front of you, what one would that be? I'll start at the bottom there. All right, well, C-3PO, Grant, good stuff.
Sorry.
Alan.
Kenobi Vader. Even though I said Bane, I'm really looking forward to Bane. I really want that Vader.
Yeah, Mike.
Kenobi Episode 2. Sorry. Yeah, Kenobi. No, Clone Wars. Clone Wars Kenobi.
Ah, I see. Yeah. Eddie.
Probably Inart Aragorn.
Great choice. Ian.
Tauntauns.
Even though there's always one guy who breaks the rules. Which Tauntaun do you like better? No, just kidding. Jose, the number one.
I think it would be that red and blue. I think it'd be that one, the deluxe with the set,
with the snowy base. Yeah.
I think it'd be that one.
It's that Artisan Scarlet Witch, but it's close with the new Venom coming out. So
yeah, and Trevor.
Inart Aragorn.
Yeah, great choice. Mine is a shout out to Ian actually here. Ian gifted me my first Blu-ray discs, and I don't own a Blu-ray player, so I had to go out and buy myself a pre-Christmas present. I literally skipped Blu-ray. I went straight stopped buying DVDs, and I went, right, now I'm going to go Apple Plus. I can save space. They'll all be on my Apple TV. Happy days. I didn't think I'd notice the difference. Oh my god, that is crisp. Because it says 4K streaming as well, but I didn't think I'd notice the difference. I didn't think the eye would be able to pick it up, but it did. But one of the things I really noticed, I watched the trilogy and I watched the Dark Knight Rises was yesterday or the day before, and I read somewhere in the DVD that was like they had some sort of like theatrical optimization for the sound, and Bane's voice is it's so much better. It's so much clearer than just putting it on an Apple TV. I gotta say I was very impressed. So it just made me want to figure it more. So that's my one, folks. Look, I'm gonna just address the chat and do some basic housekeeping before we continue on. So look, massive shout out if you are one of the 2,753 subscribers have subscribed to the channel. Massively appreciated. If we get to 3K, we are going to give away, courtesy of Ian H and Silver Fox, a Winter Soldier from Civil War. Massive thank you, Ian. So stay tuned. The answer I've spoke about numerous times. You should know the answer to it. But when we hit 3K, we'll give it away live on the Hope Show. So you have to be subscribed and be present, and if you want to win. This December, well, it's actually last month now, all the channel revenue went to the Temple Street Children's Hospital. We made a grand total of $254, and that will be donated then when YouTube pays out on the 22nd. I might just do it tomorrow and something, I just get it done. $254. Massive shout out to anyone who's involved in that, and I know people in the panel donated and people in the chat donated. Massively appreciate that. So going to keep that a kind of an annual thing as well. Channel members, so we got the Caffeinated Comic Fan, he's a trooper. Other troopers include Jim Collector, Lancelot's Nerd Corner, Neil Horrific, Mug Wump, Mike L, who's channel member and panel member, Chuli as well, Bendu Windu, Ryan Smith. And just a quick way just to give the shout out to the commanders who have their YouTube handle at the outro of all the videos and live streams. So massive thank you to all the troopers, all the commanders, the channel members for contributing to the channel. New videos on the channel. Well, this year, same as last year, I did the 12 days of Christmas, where starting on Christmas Day until about, I think, the 4th or something like that. The video will drop at 5 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time. So the new videos, I'm just not going to go through all of these, but these are all live on the channel now, and I think I've a few more left to do. 5, 6, 7. So all these are live on the channel now. This is the one from today. Toby obviously dropped. We're going to talk about later on. I give my thoughts on that. And this particular video here about the Mark II is probably go live tomorrow. This is probably the playlist, the 9th day of Christmas or something. So that'll be up live. And then quick shout out to the people who are in the chat, because I've neglected the chat. So we got Brad Costi, who is here. We've got, I'm just going to pick up people who aren't in the panel. So we've got X-Men Supreme is there as well. Lewis, I hope I don't butcher this. Esquivia? I totally just butchered that.
No,
Lewis,
that was pretty good.
Thanks so much for being here. Is that all right? I try. I'm just, yeah, I do my best. We got Ryan Smith, who's also a channel member. Thanks very much for being here, Ryan. Who else we got? We got Chuli, channel member, and Texas Man. We have got Mark Mitchell, channel member. Thank you very much for being here, greatly appreciated. Noble Young, who's always the first on every single video put up. He's the first person in the live chat. He is quick off the mark. Who else do we have? Trying to catch up with this, sorry folks. We got Philip the Fool, channel member. Judy saying the panel is stacked. I'm very lucky. Evil Sneaker is here. Stephen, thanks very much for being here. X-Man Supreme says, this gives you an idea how far back the chat is. Was it Tullamore Jew? This man knows his Irish whiskey. We got Ryan, respect the lore here. Thanks for being here. We got Collector Joey here as well. We got Deadpool, Red Suit, love that grey wall. I'm telling you, all the tap dancers do, my friend. Sold everything, quitting, getting out. Cylon, thanks very much for being here. Casual Nerd Problems, yes, that is the one and only Eddie Money Mendez. Thanks very much for being here. Hot Toys 1/6 Masterpiece. I just got the Cobra figure from Stallone's shop. I can't wait for the Rocky figure, especially when they make him in the boxing gear. That's Stallone's own shop, I believe. Also, we're gonna get the worst head sculpt ever, like every year. Also, we gonna get the worst head sculpt ever. Like, I'm not sure what you mean. As in,
I think that was when we said that, you know, every month, you know, every release is going to be, oh, this is going to be, this is the best, this is the best. Yeah. We're also going to.
Oh yeah, probably, yeah. The problem is, like, Hot Toys is kind of like an athlete. An athlete gets better and better and better, like a real good one. They have a, you know, maybe they score 10 points a game, 20 points a game, 30 points, and then it's a few games in a row they start scoring 30 points, and then they score 40 points. Something that's like. Then when they go back to scoring 20 points in one game, it's like, oh, they're done, they're finished. They're like they're always compared to their best, and I think that's what a lot of us are kind of guilty of. I know I do it sometimes. I do compare it to some of the best sculpts because we know what they're capable of, but then again, certain likeness is probably easier to capture, possibly. The Toy Posse is here. Thank you very much. We got Connor in the chat as well. Blackbird Tech. We've got single songwriter Talia Meyer from Germany. Jose Collectibles as well. Is that just did I pronounce that right? Is that a different way of pronouncing or spelling Jose or? It's
Josue. Yeah.
Josue. Sorry, I'm not even close. Josue. Is it the same kind of heritage or?
A little bit. It's like a derivative.
It's Jose with your pinky out. That's what
Oh right, it's the posh version of Jose. So okay, well you're more than welcome if you want to swap out for Jose Plus. Just let us know. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. We got Grant. Not Graham. It's definitely Grant. Graham knows how I always tell a story about I introduce myself usually to Americans. Like I'm going to call you out in this, and I say my name is Shane, and 2 minutes later they're calling me Sean. I never understood that, but Happy New Year's, everyone. Can't stay, but super jealous of Mike L right now. Living like a boss. Absolutely. Who else do we got? We got a single songwriter in here. Whoa, we got a new channel member. Thank you very much, Eddie Money Mendes, for being here. I really do appreciate this. I know we got a video for you. I know.
The Lord tells me he can get me out of this mess, but he's pretty sure you're fucked.
You've joined the squad now. You're in trouble.
That's
who else do we got? Hot Toys Masterpiece. Tyria's here. Dirk Diggler's stunt double. Every time I see this name, I want to go back and watch Boogie Nights. I haven't watched it in years. Shane, you've got 666 videos on your channel. Ooh, I felt a great disturbance in the force. Yeah, it's just going to be one of those nights. Massive thank you to Eddie for joining. I do appreciate that. And everyone in the panel and everyone in the chat. All right. So I think we're kind of up to speed. Who chose first? Was it Jose?
Yeah.
Okay, so to the newest member of the 1-6 Figure Focus channel memberships. And again, it's pinned to... There's a link to channel memberships pinned to the chat if you want to join. Thank you very much, Eddie. So what are we going to go with next?
I'll go with 5. I don't know why.
5.
Yeah.
Okay, 5. Now these are various levels of discussion, but 5 is very straightforward. It's not cryptic at all. So,
oh great.
Sideshow. I'm just going to say it straight out. I do not give a fuck. I don't care because I don't buy from Sideshow. It's $5. It's an expensive hobby. Have you seen the price of fuel? Have you seen the price of rent? Groceries? Everything is going up. The way they did it, you might have cribs about it. That's fine, but I don't care. I don't care. I really don't. So, Eddie, what do you think? And again, this is not just Eddie. He selected. Anyone can chime in. Please feel free to disagree with me. But yeah.
Nah, I'm with you. I don't really give a shit either. I think I understand why they do this stuff. I think that as business professionals, they could do it better to where it wouldn't cause such a controversy in social media nowadays, because we have no lack of that.
Yeah, they don't seem to be able to do that without causing a lot of rift with their announcements and pronouncements and things.
Yeah, so that's my only real thought on it. Is it doesn't make me angry. It's just, come on, man. Like, why you always got to get caught with your pants down? Like, let's just learn. You know?
Don't get me wrong. Before I buy something, I check numerous different sites. And then, I've been open and honest, but I go to Lion Rock and go, look, this is the best. Can you beat this? Never try to sweep that under the carpet. Like, in exchange for, I review the figure. I get to say what I want about it, but you know that's the way I do things. So I like the deal, but I'll always do my research first. You can save the dollars if you do your research first. And I get it's an expensive hobby, but if I'm like, all right, that's it, I'm out. Things getting so expensive, I think I'd be questioning my priorities. I think about, okay, maybe I shouldn't be collecting. Maybe I should be saving or investing in my fuel or my groceries or family. I don't know. But sorry, Eddie, I cut you off. I'm sorry.
No, that was really all I had on it. Is, you know, same as you. So
yeah, I agree with you guys. I think that they would have been better served taking a play from Lego's handbook there. Lego increased their prices 2 years ago, I think, but they gave the customer, the consumer, months ahead of time. They gave us notice. And what that did was it helped us say, okay, well, let me prepare for this or order a bunch of stuff right now. So I think Sideshow would have benefited from people saying, hey, if I got 5 figures I'm thinking about ordering, I'll save a little bit of money and get them now. So I think they could have done that, give us a little advance warning. Although $5 is nothing compared to the price increase that Lego did. So it is a very small percentage of the overall cost of the product. So it's not that bad. But maybe they could have handled it the way Lego did.
You hit the nail on the head there about they could have said, okay, prices of shipping and inflation and our costs and supply chain, blah, blah, we're under pressure. We're going to have to increase costs for certain items, but it'll happen on this date.
Yeah,
they would get an influx
could have been the
of
start of the year.
pre-orders.
A little heads up, yeah.
Yeah, because I think that's what Marco was annoyed about on Bargain Bin Bros. I watched it in the replay, and I think that's what he was getting his point.
It's gonna take a while to get over the, with the rewards and stuff. You get a $5 reward every once in a while from them, with points and stuff. It's like, oh well, I guess that's not a big deal anymore. That's just gonna offset the increase in price.
But surely the markup that Hot Toys have made over the last few months covers their distribution, manufacturing costs, so on and so forth.
Yeah.
I know Sideshow still have to sort of distribute, but
and they're in California, which is a very expensive state to operate in as well. So
it does
they get their stuff right off the boat because they're right there. But
yeah, it does bother me to an extent, but it's not personal. It doesn't.
No,
it's not personal that Sideshow or anybody's doing it, but it does bother me to the point where I am worried because it's $5 now. Is next year going to be another $10? They're already raising the price for these figures because of what we're getting with these figures. And now it's another $5 on top of what's already on the shelves, right? So that's why it bothers me, because it makes me worried. What's to come? Are they? And I know it's Sideshow, right? But then is it going to be people like Underground Figures or other sites as well, other distributors? And then how is Hot Toys going to respond to that? It bothers me in that standpoint. But is it personal? Is it like, damn you, Sideshow? No, because it's bound to happen, right? And like Mike was saying, it's Lego did a great job, but they went like an $800 Lego set jumped up to $850. So that was a little bit more of a percentage. So $5 isn't much, but will it be even more next year is what bothers me.
Yeah, that's a good point. They're right. I think if they had just said, look, it's going to go up at this certain date, that would have been one thing. You get your pre-orders in, and the thing is that I kind of nearly accepted that everything's going to get more expensive, like. So I think that's why it's so important for everyone, not just in this game, but like you're buying a car, you're buying a house, you're buying clothes, whatever, like just cross-check different sites and just do that bit of research. And it might be a bit time-consuming, but just to save, because all those savings then add up. It's the same thing like you're going to the grocery store. Like if like one's cheaper than the other, or certain brands are a bit cheaper if you're willing to. Yeah.
Do you think it's batch sizes are smaller as well, potentially?
Batch sizes have to be smaller, I say. Yeah. Because, well, if you compare them to COVID, but that's an anomaly. It's probably not even a fair comparison. But I suppose, look, we're just...
So if they're shipping less, they're probably not getting as much of a discount for shipping. So so their shipping costs have gone up. Shipping costs have gone up anyway. And honestly, I'm finding more and more of ordering from Hong Kong dealers that shipping has gotten to the point where it's like not even worth it anymore. You're getting the stuff from Sideshow about maybe a month after that, if that, and it's not worth the cost. The costs are crazy, man, for shipping from Hong Kong now. So yeah, it doesn't bother me. I mean, $5, it's the cost of doing business. I mean, it's fine.
It's interesting when you mentioned smaller batch. Oh, go ahead.
That's a valid point there from Steve. It's going to the companies who distribute from Sideshow. It's going to affect, I presume he means affect their companies who distribute from Sideshow as well. A lot of shops take 5% off the price up front, so it'll raise their standard prices. Yeah, true, man. Like shit runs downhill. Like bucks. It's just yeah. It's not wrong. Sorry, Mike, what you're saying there?
I was just gonna say, yeah, smaller batches, but Sideshow is also not taking up a lot of space in their warehouses anymore either. So they are saving a bit of money there with these smaller batches, perhaps, because they're not sitting on figures anymore. like they used to.
Yeah.
Well, and it sounds like
Nope.
they're not ordering as many either to begin with, right? So saving money
Yeah.
that way too.
And wasn't it Eddie? Wasn't it on Bargain Bin Bros? Marco, was it Marcos from Collector Zone? Han? He was saying like people are saying, "Oh, hey, look, can you get this figure?" It says sold out on the site, and he's like, "No, I can't. Like, I can't get any more because they get it."
I wanted to make a point about that while we were on there, but I didn't really want to argue with Marcos on stream.
You
because-
didn't want to argue with someone?
No,
Come
there's
on,
some
man.
people that I choose to just not say anything. But I've heard from other distributors that. So what they do is they offer an allotted amount now to the distributors of how much they can order, and they don't give them more than that amount until the figure ships. And then, because a lot of times now distributors can't pay for their orders. So once a distributor can't pay for however much Banes they ordered, those will get distributed out to the other distributors at first come first serve. Whoever can
yeah.
pay
That's a
immediately
great
for
point.
that invoice. So yeah, they're
'Cause I-
not allowed to get more, but at the same time they're gonna get more because inevitably someone won't be able to pay for their order.
Yeah,
so.
because when I was there's two things on this. Like one point is about like when I hear people saying like giving out about the $5. If I was to order from Sideshow, I multiple times said I literally cannot order from Sideshow, and neither can anyone in say if like not just in Ireland but over in the UK as well, or even like part of like say England, Scotland, Wales. We're the same kind of thing. Like I know the rates are different, but in Ireland, when you buy something from outside the European Union and you import it into the country, you're taxed about 30% approximately on the item and the shipping. So if you're ordering an Iron Man, it's 400, and let's say it's 440 and shipping is 60, which that's what it would be for an Iron Man diecast to Ireland. That's $500. Add on 30% of that. That's an expensive figure. Like. I mean, you're talking in what, like $650? It's not worth that. So, like, what Marcos was saying about, like, I think, was he saying Sideshow were the cheapest or something? Or yeah, I think there was a point he made there. I was thinking, no, you can definitely get them cheaper.
Oh,
in
he
Hong
was
Kong.
saying, that ordering from the Hong Kong distributors you're not getting a good deal, and I was like, I don't know, man.
That's
some
not
of them,
accurate.
Yeah, some of them, like, I bought a couple figures from Toys Buying Agent recently, and like they're cheaper shipped. Than Sideshow now.
Sometimes,
with the tax and with the shipping.
You have to pick your battles.
Yeah,
but if you're willing to wait and get like a second batch or whatever, 19th.
Yeah.
Or just play the game. And if you, a lot of time I listen to Joao. Not too often. I don't like to make a habit of it.
Yeah.
Joao's will be watching in the replay. I hope he's watching the replay. But because he's a really good indicator of, okay, that figure might sit. It might drop down in price. Maybe that's one you don't pre-order. That's what I did with the Clone Pilot. Ended up getting a very, very good deal with it. Because usually if he says the price is collapsing in China, it's usually a good indicator to see if it's going to turn up in buy-sell trade groups for competitive prices in the future, or on those deals on KG Hobby or Line Rock or whatever. But anyone else have any strong thoughts on this? Just feel free to just chime in, folks. Or not.
I do want to say that it's crazy, and this is kind of off topic, but it's still to do with money. But video games, everybody kind of complains about how expensive video games are, but they haven't changed the price of those things in forever. Those things have been $60, $50, $60, and even if it's a slight increase, what they look like now compared to 20 years ago, only being like $10 more, it's crazy. So
they found ways around it with like deluxe offers and
in-game buying, and stuff like that.
But you would think too, because I feel like, I mean, not to talk too much about video games, but I feel like back in the day, like Halo and Gears of War and like all these games, like gaming was a different monster back then. Now it's like Fortnite and these free games to play, which is cool. But you would think that they would find a way to still make money, like we're talking about with Sideshow. Like, oh, they got to get that $5, it adds up. But video games is just, it's pretty sweet.
They make it on the in-store or like the
in-app
skins.
Purchases.
Yeah,
all the add-ons. Yeah. That's true. Fair
That's
enough.
like what, V-Bucks and stuff like that on Roblox. Is that?
Yeah, for Fortnite, V-Bucks, and
yeah. That's,
fair enough.
It's like, it's a great idea. Like for
but it's
people
that was
making the money.
It's a smart way where people don't really, they're not thinking about it, right? They're like, oh, most people are just going to buy the game and think, oh, the prices haven't gone up. They're not realizing you're going to have to pay for the DLC, the skins, the guns, all this stuff. So that's what I'm saying Sideshow could do. Instead of just adding $5 and thinking, no one's going to notice, when we have all these people that are collecting right now that are like on every little detail, like, oh, it went up $2. Like, everybody's going to notice in this community. You can't get one by this community. So if you did it in a way where you put $5 more to your already overpriced shipping, people would notice less. Or if you take $5 of rewards away from the year from everybody, like $5 less than you were gonna do, you could make the money back in smarter ways that wouldn't necessarily get so many people on the internet talking about you. You know?
Yeah, that's true, except there's a psychological thing of that where you can raise prices and then just offer phony deals throughout the year, and people feel like they got a deal. They're more likely to buy that figure, even though it was raised $10 2 months before. You know, it's just a psychological thing companies play with people. Did you guys see any of that at Target over like Black Friday when they had like the price signs for the television, for example?
Oh, that was unreal.
It's a Black Friday deal, you know, $6.99 for television. And you slide the Black Friday deal away, and it says $6.99. They just put a Black Friday sign with the same price, and people thought they were getting a deal.
Because
So
I don't think you're allowed to do that.
Forever.
I don't think you're legally allowed to do that. Like, it's like I remember, like, I did business like when I was like in school, like 15. But I remember reading that you're not allowed, like I don't think you're actually allowed to do that and make it out to be a deal if it's not a deal.
You might not
advertise it as a deal if it hasn't been at that price, like, or if you haven't actually reduced, if it's at the same price, like.
Quick story. I used to work in retail, and we had this new premium dress shirt that wasn't selling. And the owner of the company came in and says, "Why isn't it selling?" I said, "I don't know. It's a great shirt. We communicate that to the customer." He says, "How much is it?" I said, "Well, it's $89. He says, "Make it $150." I go, "I can't sell it at $89. How can I sell it at $150? Those shirts flew off the shelves at $150.
I love that story. Yeah.
It's
That's
perceived
great.
value. Perceived value gets people.
Yeah, that's good. It's true, man. It's true. So far, was it Jose selected F, which was the main topic, and then was it Eddie? You picked 5, was it?
Yeah.
All right. So, Trevor, what you want to pick?
I guess I'll go with T.
T. Well, I think everyone knows what T is going to be. So let's just get this individual up here.
Oh, I guess I
What the hell is happening? That is not what I actually wanted to show. All right, so that was hilarious.
Anything, so.
Could you hear it?
No.
Thank God, because that
we don't want to know, man. We don't want to know.
Yeah.
Please don't tell
you.
Okay.
Time is
okay. So that is you know, the video that Hot Toys put up with the kind of darts, the kind of the new stuff that they're going to be doing.
Oh yeah.
I had that on the background, and then I think sometimes it goes into these like dodgy ads or something like that. But I'll change it in a second. But note to self. So where is the? I
thought we were looking at another type of toy then.
Yeah, that could have got awkward real quick, folks.
12-inch.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just really glad you couldn't hear what she was saying. All right, so here we go. We'll try that again. So there we go. Okay, so obviously this was dropped today. There's 2 different versions of it. I think it was. I think there's one for. I want to say, is it one for 305 and one for 4 something? It's like
the deluxe is for 450, I think.
Yeah. So anyone interested in this, or do you want to? Trevor, you picked it. You may as well give your thoughts on this. I can flick through some of these photos here.
No. I don't know. I just I don't have room for a lot of. I think Jose and I are in the same way. We kind of have our ideal versions of these characters from the MCU, and mine will probably be the Final Swing Spider-Man. up on the shelf with the Avengers and stuff. So yeah, this looks great. I'd love to have it. I'd love to have the space for it, but probably not going to be in the collection. But I think it looks good. I see a difference in the eyes between the prototype and the final, but it, again, lighting, you know, I know from personal experience that can make a big difference, even in the same position, same, you know, it's just different lighting can affect things. So I think it looks good. I think it looks really good.
Connor is saying like the masked head sculpt was enough for him to not pick this up, and the QC. I've seen a few people not liking the masked head sculpt. I'll get to that now, but
the eyes are too small.
Yeah, the eyes.
Let's see if I can get a decent picture of it. I want to get a close up there. So the eyes here, is that what you're saying? Like the lenses are too small?
That's what people are saying. I haven't really like looked at it too closely myself, but it's the angle of the eyes and the size of the eyes.
Yeah, I thought something was a bit strange about it when I was doing my video, but I don't have the eye for the Toby Maguire Spider-Man. So the lenses, the actual eyes are a bit too small. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, that's what I'm hearing too. People are saying.
Yeah. You can see the seam. It's pretty obvious here.
Yeah, I saw that.
There is a lot of wrinkling going on. What about the body proportions? Do you think they've got that right?
I do. Are you asking Trevor? Sorry.
Anyone.
Yeah, I mean, I think they do. I mean, I think he's a lot smaller nowadays than he was during the original Spider-Man movie, right? So I think they got it pretty good. You know, we were worried, or at least I was, for Andrew Garfield when they first released the head sculpt and everything. But when I got it, I thought it looked pretty great. I'm excited to get this Toby. It's my childhood. It's probably more nostalgia than anything, but it's gonna go pretty well with my Spider-Man display, and I'm super excited for this. I did not get the Sandman base though. That was I didn't really need it. It was a little overpriced for my taste for it, but yeah, definitely getting this figure. Excited.
Do you think it's the prototype is? Do you think the head sculpt is good?
I think it's gotten a little more clean, a little more I don't know, Younger, yeah. I mean, it definitely doesn't look the same. Graham, the Jedi Knights Watch, in a group chat with me was saying kind of looks like a wax figure, and I can see that, but again, it could be the lighting. Who knows? I need to see it in hand.
I shared it side by side, Shane. If you want to pop that up, it's in the.
Yep. So on the left here, we've got the prototype, and then the right here, it almost looks like the neck is really small on the right, doesn't it?
Yeah,
like giving it a little bobblehead look
in the final release, isn't it?
But we have seen
an angle on the neck too. That you're looking up from the chest on that one, and you're looking kind of straight into the eyes on the prototype. So it can, you know.
But we have seen this in with blogger photos sometimes where it is actually different in the reviews, and we get like when people started taking their photos on Instagram, and of course then when you actually inevitably get it in hand as well. But it's so like who's actually like has saw this today and went, no, that's done enough to get my money. Besides Brick.
I had it on order before the prototype or before the final pictures came out, so I'm still excited for it. It looks like it got softer for sure, but I think that's inevitable.
Yeah. That's how I feel about it. I think they've done enough to get my money. I think the head sculpt is quite good. Not as good as the prototype, but I think maybe it just softened a bit, which would explain why he's got younger looking, because essentially like when I say softer, it's like it's less detailed, and usually like detail is the wrinkles or little scars or whatever. Like if you look at the hair here, the hair is definitely a lot better in the prototype. You can see like just the way it's styled, and there's more like lines going on there. It looks more like hair, whereas on the right,
I think the final project image itself looks a little rezzed up too, so you might be losing something in that respect. So
I saw something.
The photo itself might be softer. So
I saw a video on Instagram. It was quite good.
Do you remember, or does anybody remember what the community's reaction was to the Andrew head?
Right.
Did they not like that one at all? Because I got that one and I love it. Like I don't even put the mask head on that one. So
I remember some consternation early on when people saw it, I think.
So I remember that. When I got it, I loved it. It was, I mean, it wasn't like a 10 out of 10 blow your mind, but it was really good. I mean,
I feel like this might have that same. I think in person, I'm gonna love it a lot.
A lot of people
Dan,
were, yeah, a lot
Dan
of
in
people
the
were
chat.
upset.
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry. Jose.
No. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying, Dan in the chat was asking why he's so sad, but all I can remember from these original movies is he's always so sad. Like,
Yeah.
There's something going on with him and Mary Jane, or with Uncle Ben or something. So I think it's a great look for him.
Something going on with Uncle Ben. He's dead. Like,
right.
That's why he's sad.
He's dead.
He's entire.
Well-
he blames himself in the whole trilogy basically for his death. So,
Well-
yeah. That makes sense.
Except for Tom's version, who ignores them, right?
Right.
Tom, yeah, which I love because look who we got instead. Oh, yeah.
I think the sculpt looks a lot better in these other pictures, though.
Yeah. And then the photos I
think
shared with you guys too, I felt like were better than these blogger photos. Like the JC Hong he shared on his Instagram.
Yeah.
That looked pretty good.
Yeah, we've seen this. A lot of photos I've seen of the 1973 Wolverine since the initial blog photos. In fairness, do look a lot better. It looks better in the views and looks better in those posts on Instagram you see when it's posed up, and like I like seeing the blogger photos. I think they serve a purpose. I don't think they're be all and end all, but I wouldn't completely disregard them, but I wouldn't take them as gospel either. Would that make sense? Or
Yeah.
it depends on the lens, depends on the angle, depends on the lighting, depends on the person's how much post-production they're willing to do and all that, So yeah, I'm in on this though. I want the three guys and I want them doing that meme pose. So I'm in. Brick's in. Eddie's in. Anyone else? Did Jose say?
I'm in because I'm doing my whole villain thing with the characters. Like I have Doc Ock, I have Hobo Goblin coming in tomorrow-ish. I think I'm getting billed for it, so it might come in the next day. So I'm doing like kind of the whole line for that one. But usually I'm like Trevor, and it's one character per Marvel character. So usually that's what I do. But for this one, since I am doing I do have Andrew, and so I'm gonna get Toby, and I'm gonna get the red and blue Tom. Even though I'm still kind of because it's technically not the one that he wore in the final battle, so I'm kind of like I've been thinking about what you were saying, Shane, about getting the one with the nanotech,
the integrated one, yeah.
So,
and a lot of people don't like that one. I know a lot of people don't like that one. I just think I'd pose up the red and blue nearly on its own, in a detail on its own, with the snowy base, and then I'd have the three boys just I don't know ordering.
That's how we justify it, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
collective justification there.
Yeah,
and I'm thinking the way
yeah.
the way me and Trevor collect this is like one character. I'm like, well, that Spidey can be my Avengers display Spidey, and then I can get the other Spidey to be with
and that can be bathroom Spidey. He's in the bathroom. He's on the ledge there. There's a little bit of space there. Why'd you get a Spider-Man in the bathroom? It's like that, yeah.
It's funny. We all make these like little plans, which are important, right? Because Spider-Man, you can really go down a rabbit hole with Spider-Man. Easily. Like I'm trying to stick with the comic versions. That's been my I know Shane, you've gone there and back again, perhaps.
Yep. I was on track to having 9 Spider-Man, and I took a look at myself in the mirror, and I made some decisions, and now I've got the Homecoming Deluxe, which is my favourite. The red and blue is on the way, and then the 3 boys from this movie, and 5 is still pushing it. But yeah, that's where I'm going on that. The thing is, it's very important, I think, to have a system or some sort of rules for your collecting. I do think, like you would say, put guardrails on your collecting. Maybe that's like saying, okay, I'm not going to collect certain lines, or I'm not going to collect DC, or I'm going to only have one version of each character, or and I think once you follow those rules like 90% of the time, it's sustainable. Now maybe you just want everything, that's fine. If you've got the space and the money and the time to do it and whatever, that's completely fine. But like most of us don't have unlimited funds and don't have unlimited space, and it's kind of a case going, right, how do I like make sure I'm still in the hobby next year, and how do I afford this stuff and budget and all that? So once you're not breaking your rules, and I suppose the phrase is like flip-flopping. It's a phrase I don't particularly like, because I like changing my mind. Like good scientists change their mind when new data becomes available. It's how we progress as humans,
It makes it exciting,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's like, why sometimes you have to change your mind, but I like it's
you have a year and a half too before these things are even available. So
yeah,
it's natural to change your mind. You should be change. Like in a year and a half, you should have your collection should kind of be doing this. Otherwise, you're just buying everything. I don't know.
I think the problem comes where. Sorry, go on.
No. I think there's nothing wrong with like rethinking your.
No, go on again. Sorry, we keep talking over each other.
No. That's it. I was just saying there's nothing wrong with rethinking or changing your approach to your collection or to that part of your collection. That's all.
I think maybe what rubs people up the wrong way is if like there's a figure which is clearly an absolute banger, and someone like says they're going to get it, and then they see it, and maybe they can't actually afford it, or something's going on in their life, and instead of going, "No, guys, I can't afford this," saving for mortgage or whatever, people start shitting on it then. Do you know? I think maybe when it's like, come on, this is actually phenomenal. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, it's okay to. Sometimes we have these figures where every one of us are like, this is amazing, and then you do have that one person going, no, I don't think it's amazing. That's completely fine, and maybe they don't. But say if someone was saying, I'm definitely getting this, and then maybe that's where the rubs people up the wrong way or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think people want to change.
Heard a lot about that
with
with Inart and stuff because of the price. You know what I mean? People kind of, I think we just get a shitting on it because
J&D sorted that right out though.
Yeah,
it has budget now.
And it's all comparison. Just I just think that I think people were finding fault with it for reasons other than the price. And it was like it's
true.
It's got faults,
True.
but it was pretty damn.
Yeah, true. So F has been selected, T has been selected, and 5 have been selected. So Mike, you're up. What you want to pick? What you want to talk about?
We'll do a V for Vendetta. Let's see what that's all
V
about.
for Vendetta, great movie. Wachowski brothers, I believe, or Wachowskis. I think they're called Wachowskis now. Right, what did I say V was? I had a little key here. What was V? Sorry,
be careful.
I completely missed it. Be careful. I will. Especially this one. So I have it here. Oh, this is the video I was trying to show you. Right, so I'm going to try this a bit more careful here now. Okay, so copy. And this, double check. Now I'm going to have to stop the video before it finishes, otherwise I think the same thing's going to happen. It's just going to go into other ads and crap like that. So okay, so you saw that video, the video I'm talking about, the one that Hot Toys put up. So it's this one here. I'll share it. Why isn't that sharing? Okay, here we go. So what I'll do is I'll just play it until, yeah. Okay. So what you can see here is on the right then, nightlife in Canggu, Bali, Indonesia up next. So that's what happens then when you just press play and leave it in the background. I thought it would just end and I could just queue it up, but it just goes into the next whatever video Facebook is throwing at you. So, all right. Anyway.
Yeah, it's your playlist.
I'm not going to talk anymore about it because it makes me look guilty. Right. So, what do you reckon, folks? So you chose that Jose, didn't you? Oh no, sorry,
no,
Mike.
not me.
Mike, sorry. What do you think?
Oh man, that is so exciting. Actually, it segues from what we just talked about perfectly, because it's like, okay, maybe you weren't a Batman collector because you were trying to stay away from Batman, but the 85-year anniversary comes up. And that's just like, okay, Hot Toys is going to do something really exciting here. Maybe I am a Batman collector now, right? So just things like that. I'm really excited for episode 1 to have a Padawan Obi. Oh my God, that would be great. Just like that logo alone. I love how the logo was an image of both of those characters, not just the title, So very exciting. I think, what was it, 4 or 5? I think, so it's Batman, Star Wars. There's no way I'm gonna be able to resist those. And and then the Dark Side whatever the heck that is, it's super exciting to me, man. And I think it's going to be very dangerous.
Dark side artisan.
Like I sent you guys a picture. I need a restraining bolt on my wallet, man, because this is going to be a tough, set of figures to resist for me personally.
I like that restraining bolt on your wallet. That's funny. Shout out to
one last thing, Jay.
Yep.
One last thing. This is what I was saying, and this is not an original thought. Everyone's been saying this. This is going to be cool. Like, we're going to see what Hot Toys is going to do when there's less television and film, how creative they're going to get and think outside the box with new stuff, So I think this could be an example of that.
Yeah, possibly. Shout out to the 71 people watching live. Really do appreciate it. Thanks to the panel members and anyone potentially watching on the replay. And obviously to the Troopers Commanders channel memberships. Your support is appreciated. And again, there is a link to join the channel memberships pinned to the chat. So you're excited about it. I want to kind of hear everyone else's take on it before I kind of just see what I'm seeing here. So Ian, I haven't heard from you in a while. What do you think?
Well, in terms of Batman 85th, it's maybe a wish. I'm hoping for Fife or Catwoman that will do that within that realm. The whole community's asking for that figure. I don't know anybody that really doesn't want that. So I'm hoping that it's not going to be strictly just Batman itself, right? So, will the 2.0, the 66, because I've seen how popular Mars toys have been, Jazz Inc. with the Batmobile. There's so many things that they could do with that. Darkseid's really a catch-all, isn't it? It could extend from, it could be Bale from the Ahsoka line, it could be Assange Ventress, it could be any of the Star Wars IPs in terms of the dark side. So I think the obvious ones looking at artisan figures, I'm hoping for something new in terms of doing that side. So yeah, it's interesting, and I think what Mike said, it's definitely them, the Hono, and doing this is to fill in the gap from the lack of product, movies, content that's going to be in 2024. I think that's them working that path, because they've got to do it, right? As their manufacturing stream, they've got to have that. So I think they're looking ahead and seeing the shortfall there, which I'm happy about. Particularly Star Wars. Will we get something interesting through that?
There's an Obi-Wan in the actual logo for episode 1. Like, do you know what I mean? There's an actual Obi-Wan in the logo. So if they don't do that, that is the most Hot Toys thing they've ever done. Yeah, isn't it?
That's what I was going to say. It means nothing that he's in there.
The mind just baffling if they don't just because it's episode 1. Okay, you talk to episode. We'll do this. Trevor, out of the whole episode 1, what is your most memorable part or scene from the movie?
Oh God, you picked on me. I hate episode 1.
What? Like, if you had to pick out a highlight,
I guess.
Duel of the Fates.
Yeah, it's Duel of the Fates.
I'm with Phil.
It's Duel
of the Fates.
Yeah, it's gotta be
Duel of the
Darth
Fates for
Maul.
sure.
I mean, Darth Maul just appearing for the first time and lighting up that lightsaber right there. It's gotta be.
Because I would argue that people will. There's two answers to that. People would either say the pod racer scene or Duel of Fates. You're either one or the other. And I still think I'm not biggest prequels fans, but just parts of the prequels I love. And Duel of Fates, I think, is still the best, most choreographed live action lightsaber battle we've ever got. I mean, the guy was a martial arts expert. He could move. He looked intimidating. The double-bladed lightsaber, it's just like that meme with the dude from WWE losing his mind, or the Joe Rogan guys, going crazy, those memes. But it was just so well choreographed, but yet we have Darth Maul, Qui-Gon. That's it. You know what I mean? So it's just, at the very least, give us an Obi. It would make sense to do a Queen Amidala in the red robes. It just makes perfect
100%.
sense.
Yeah.
Jar Jar, man.
Jar Jar.
I need a Jar Jar.
You know,
Yeah.
so
I want Jar
I don't
Jar.
need any of these. I wouldn't buy them. Just I don't collect prequels, but for the people that do, god damn it, just do it.
I've omitted collecting original trilogy for the prequels. I'm
Yeah?
not gonna collect original trilogy until I'm satisfied with my prequel collection. So that's one of my justifications, like you said, for collecting. So I'm hoping with Phantom Menace we get Watto, Jar Jar, Pod Racer Annie, Obi-Wan, even
Dude, some
Padme.
droids.
Yeah.
Those droids from the
even if we
beginning.
get-
I always forget their name.
Even if we get the
Placeholder
other
There you
bad
go.
guys.
the rolling
All
droids. The,
Yeah, the rolling droids. That would
droidica.
be sick. If you had, like, two of those.
Oh,
Droid.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
That metallic. Oh, that would look great.
I would
They're
even
cool
take a
design.
C-3PO from Phantom Menace, and
Oh yeah.
I mean,
But
yeah,
that could happen because they've got the R&D.
Yep.
Isn't
Yep.
it just a naked version really with a load of
Yeah,
wires,
it's just
like
completely
essentially?
naked,
isn't
yeah.
it? So, yeah.
The 2.0s as well, Darth Maul. With Darth Maul
Oh, yeah.
2.0,
Yeah, that's
or
true.
even a Qui-Gon, maybe
An
Artisan.
artisan Liam
Artisan
Neeson,
That would
Qui-Gon
be
Jinn.
crazy. That would be crazy.
Yeah, they need to do like a head sculpt of Darth Maul where he's like gritting his teeth. You know, like we have like the open mouth and the closed mouth, but like one showing his teeth would be really sick.
Yeah, really hope they go back to the drawing board and give us something new because they didn't really with the Clone Wars version. His horns are just a little bit longer, and that's it. So I want to see them give us something different.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
if I had to
Spider
pick
legs
one,
version.
if I had to pick one prequel, but one episode one figure to buy, just one, it would be Darth Maul with the blood fin. Is it like that was another cool scene? And when he, with his bike,
Yeah.
and Anakin drop, and then he just gymnastics off the bike, and then he only you notice the hilt is a long hilt. And like, what's the story with that? Well, we obviously seen it in the trailers, like, but if you hadn't seen the trailers, you'd be like, why is he such a long hilt? And it only revealed one blade. I would have loved to have watched it and not known it was a double-bladed lightsaber. Like,
And Queen
'Cause,
Amidala. We could get
yeah.
Queen Amidala
Yeah.
instead of
Mhm.
Padme.
Oh yeah.
And we could get the I would even buy
The decoy?
the two who are the two bad guys, the alien dudes that are like they run the you know what I'm talking about?
Viceroy.
The Viceroy Gunray. Yeah.
That'd be cool.
And what's not Jar Jar, but like the other not the leader of that tribe, but
Oh, the
guy
general?
that's always, the general.
With like the mustache kind of
Yeah, he would be.
Is it Captain Tarples?
If you
Did I
remember
just
that
make that
name,
up?
you're more of a
Might
prequel
be.
fan than I am. So,
But I'm a
Looks
huge
like
I'm a huge Phantom Menace fan for
Yeah.
years now. Trevor, I'm sorry, I just
Oh, I'm sorry.
It is
No, it's
Captain
just- it's just a
Tarples.
lot
I
of
don't know where I
fun.
pulled that one out of, but it was there.
I mean, you have Duel of the Fates, you have Pod Racing, which I absolutely loved. Like it was a lot of fun. But if I had to choose one figure that I want, it's got to be Obi-Wan from that movie.
Yeah.
If they're
If I
only
was
doing
choosing for the
one.
community, that's what I would choose.
Yeah.
Because I think that's the major gaping hole in because they have two figures from episode one, but it would make sense. It would be the one. I think that's going to happen though.
Yeah.
But what I'm seeing from this is there's a big mad hype video, and what was it? Star Wars, Marvel, DC, more of the same, And if you look at it, they're now celebrating 85th. I suppose. Okay, I'm actually just having a thought there. I thought, okay, 10 years, 20 years, quarter of a century, 25 years, fine, I got you. But I thought 85? It's a bit strange, isn't it? But it makes sense because Marvel, actually, I just Googled there because someone put in the chat that they're only 50 or 60 years old. I just Googled it. It's 1939, so it is actually 85. I thought they were just now picking random anniversaries for the sake of it because they're like, it's going to be a slow year, folks. We got Deadpool 3. Yeah, we need to start celebrating the 5 years and the 15 year. Oh yeah, the 17th year, whatever. I thought maybe the 85 year was a bit of a stretch, but it actually is the start of Marvel Comics. I just Googled it. I don't know if my source is correct, but it says 1939, so that makes sense. But I'm not seeing any Alien, Terminator, and things that a lot of people would like, unfortunately. We're probably going to get 2.0s. There's probably going to be a few gems. Like, I do think you're going to get that Obi-Wan eventually, which would be fantastic, and hopefully to give you more. But what do you reckon this Sith? Ian, what do you think? This is it? What's it called? The Dark? What do they call it? The Dark Sith or Dark Side Star Wars? What's that about?
Yeah, just as I said, I think that's catch all anything on the dark side, so it's going to cross all the IPs.
Yeah.
You know, so it can go from Ahsoka to that absolutely, and it could go into the war.
Yeah, I hope it fills in some of the gaps from the Clone Wars. Yeah, that we were hoping to get. But it's tough because you want to get excited about this stuff, and then if you were excited for Return of the Jedi, look what we got so far. You know, so you want to see these like Ahsoka lines for all these anniversaries, but you never know.
Do you think maybe it's something to do with the Acolyte?
Good.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I think that's a property. I don't know if they just lump that in with Darkseid.
Or maybe
I don't know. Unless they can't say anything about it right now or something, they may have,
Yeah, because it's a show about the dark side. That would be sick.
I think it's Old Republic stuff. Yeah, I think it's Revan. I think it's Malgus. But you could also put Ventress in there and stuff like that. And just be their own interpretations of those characters, or taken from the animation like they did with Ahsoka and stuff like that. So, I don't know. Could be interesting. I wonder if any of that stuff will cross over to the Hono. Yeah, I'm hoping the Batman stuff, a lot of it anyway, is on the Hono side. Like, I would love to see like a first appearance Batman, and then like a Neil Adams Batman. You know what I mean? Like, that stuff would be cool, but I wouldn't want to pay $300 for them necessarily. I'd like to have them, over in that $180, $160 range. Would be great.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's what, when they say acquired new license, because I saw some people in the chat say, what are they talking about, new licenses? They've done all this stuff before. Well, these licenses are really chopped up. So, the television is different, animation is different, comics is different. So you're right. I mean, we could see some stuff from more comic lines and cartoons.
Like the Marvel 85 being like, you could get sort of the Hono, like original Avengers or something, which would be really cool, kind of in the vein of that Iron Man that they put out. But then maybe at some point you get like a Lou Ferrigno Hulk or something like that. How cool would that be?
Oh, that would be sick.
Yeah, I would love that.
Yeah, we also need some Batman Returns villains. I need a Catwoman from there and a Penguin, which I know we've all talked about and thought of before, but that needs to happen at some point.
Absolutely.
If it's gonna, I know no one is gonna agree with me, but I need a Clooney Batman, and I need the Robin suit from that movie. So
the Robin suit from that movie was sick. Yeah. But
see the Batman Returns, the Penguin. That's why I bought the third-party Penguin, and I actually really like it. I do not believe we will ever get that. Danny DeVito will not give up that right. I don't believe it, and that's why I bought that figure.
So,
and I highly recommend it.
NECA was able to make DeVito figures. So, and just last year they released a quarter-scale Penguin from that film. So, it's not like they did 10 years ago.
Yeah. Yeah, I still don't understand what that's all about in terms of licensing for those likenesses and stuff. I mean, I understood it with with Joker, because that was a DC thing and they didn't really want to like put out toys for an R-rated dark movie, but for that I don't understand. It's got to be either I don't know. I mean, if it's a likeness thing, why would DeVito sign off on that? I think all those rights are like signed up when they do the movie, and it's when like if they know that's going to be toys and they know they're going to sell toys, and you're going to sign your likeness away right now for a certain amount of money, but like
after Nicholson's deal, I don't think any of these people, like, I'm shocked anyone would restrict their license after.
Nicholson might have had the power to do that at the time. Like, let's say, like, no, you can make a couple toys and then it's over. You get like 10 years or you get like 5 years or something, and then it's over.
Yeah.
But DeVito, I don't know if he had that kind of power. Maybe Michelle Pfeiffer, I don't know. But I hope they get done.
Well, Mike, you were
talking Michelle Pfeiffer statues and stuff. Though.
Yeah, there's some really good ones actually. But damn, if only it wasn't like $600-800 for some good ones, right?
Yeah.
Damn, they're nice. Mike, you were talking about bringing back Alien and Terminator. I want them to bring back some Planet of the Apes. I want them to go old school and get. I mean, you got the new movie coming out, but I want the original Planet of the Apes. That is awesome
to go with it.
That is great. Yeah.
And all they ever came out with, and that was it. This guy, a soldier, and the lawgiver statue, and that's it.
Jeez. Yeah, they came out with like Cornelius, and I mean, even bring back the Rocky figures, like do that. I mean, it's dreaming, right?
Yeah.
That's the Hope Show, you know.
That's true. Fair enough.
I've always thought the Michelle Pfeiffer one would be difficult to make because of the material of her outfit. You know, she was in reality they had to vacuum her into that costume. So it's like, what do you use? Like, do you use pleather or do you sculpt the whole outfits? But then do you have seams?
Yeah.
Do you not? So it's like
nobody's going to be
I've always
happy
felt
with
like
breaks in that suit. I don't think. You know what I mean? It's just not going to be. Yeah. It's going to be tricky. That's going to be tricky to create.
I mean,
I've seen it done.
showed the 3D render of the head sculpt, right?
Great.
They showed that last year. So it'll be interesting. But yeah, the challenge will be the outfit on that figure.
I feel like the material. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, the battle damage version would make an absolutely fantastic artisan figure.
Oh yeah.
Where the hairs all come out.
Mm-hmm. That would be
awesome.
Incredible.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about styling either. Just have it
right.
Yeah. Out,
Less the better.
Definitely not. Sorry, I had to. For some reason, my laptop's plugged in, but it's not charging. It's like, all right, okay, so that's a problem for a future, Shane. Right. So thanks for that, folks. So it's interesting the way that video just popped up there, but it was still the big three essentially. Now, they did say there's other new licenses in the print there that came with it, but look, we'll wait and see, like, you know. But unfortunately, like, I'm hearing the narrative a lot that, you know, with 2024, because a lot of, you know, the writer strike and the actor strike in 2023, that maybe, and the fact that it's only one MCU movie, even though I really hope that they just nailed that Deadpool 3 movie. I really want that to be a good one, for the sake of, like, even taking the MCU out of it, just for the sake of, like, the fact that I really love the first two, and, you know, you got Hugh Jackman back, and I just don't fuck it up, lads. Do you know what I mean? But with that, a lot of people are kind of saying, like, I'm hearing maybe they're going to go back and revisit older licenses like the Terminator or Alien, stuff like that. I'd love for that to happen, but I'm just kind of skeptical.
You do have things coming up like the Last Airbender live action, which by all accounts I've heard is supposed to be pretty good. Right. So we're probably getting characters from that as well. That might be one of those new licenses or something.
Yeah, could be.
But also, Shane, like, to go back to what you're saying about Alien, there's a lot of stuff going on this year with Alien. You got a TV show, you got a film, so it's possible this year could be where, you know, the iron's hot for us.
That would be great.
Yeah, could be. So let me see. Eddie has chosen. So has Mike. Phil, have you picked one yet?
No, not yet. Oh yeah.
On, work away.
I know what it's going to be, but I'll go 2.
2, yeah. You've guessed correctly, I'd imagine. Join the dots on that one there. So I'm going to go out on the limb here and say I don't think anyone on the panel is getting this. And if I'm wrong, please let me know that I'm wrong.
Wrong.
It looks. I think it looks
100% wrong.
I think you were joking, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think this looks fantastic.
Incredible.
I definitely don't think it's bad. My God, no, not at all. I think it looks great, and it was needed, and it was due, and it was an Iron Man. I think that people.
Because what's the Mark III going for at the moment? Like, he's a pricey piece, isn't he?
$460.
And that's going €460.
$460 for the deluxe on Sideshow, because I know where this is going. You didn't think it was going to be as expensive as it was, would that be?
No. $370.
Because if you think about it,
pounds.
Which is, I'd say, but I guessed about $435 ish, because my logic was they're essentially the same, aren't they? The Mark III is very, very similar. Just the Mark III is painted. So £370, yeah.
Yeah.
£370. Come on, pop-ups. £370 in dollars is.
That's UK shipped.
That's $471. So this is going to be the same price, but it looks. Oh, that's shipped. Okay, that's shipped.
Shipping included.
That might be a bit different. I reckon this is going to be around $435 or something like that, just a bit shy of what the Mark III would be, because, like, there's a bunch of swap out parts with it. You got the head sculpt, same as the Mark III, and then you've a diorama base with the Mark III, and you've got a kind of a base here as well. I mean, don't think the price is going to be too far off. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Are you in on this?
I'm not yet. Because I still really want the Mark III. So at this stage, if I was going to get one or the other, I would probably still get the Mark III. But this looks phenomenal.
It does look pretty.
I didn't think I'd like it when I first saw the announcement this morning. I was like, well, whatever. And then when I started going through the photographs, I thought, wow, this is actually pretty good.
It makes a big difference as well that it's from the first Iron Man movie. I don't have anything to say about this really. My thoughts on this are quite simple. It's from Iron Man 1. It looks great. And they're going back through the first 7, but it looks things. I mean, so much so they've literally, shown them all together and go, oh, look what your collection could look like, and they all look great. So yeah, I think it's a welcome announcement. Maybe I just maybe hear from the people who are definitely getting this. I mean, Eddie, you seem pretty adamant that this is coming home.
Yeah, I had the previous release for a while, and then when I switched up directions, I sold it, and I want to get the 1 through 7 back. So I'm glad they're doing it. It looks amazing, man. That I don't know how they're gonna get it to be that chrome, but it looks awesome, dude. It's the first. Well, my favorite suit's the 3, and the 2 is pretty much the 3, just without the paint. So I love that suit, and I love that first movie. So I'm excited, and the base looks really sick. It looks like a really cool base. So I'm pretty excited for this, and seeing all the pictures they had with all the parts laying out and everything, it looks pretty dope, man. So, and the head sculpt looks good. So yeah, I'm pretty hyped. It would have been cool to see Terrence Howard head sculpt with it. That would have been kind of funny, just as a meme. But, yeah.
Well, who else is thinking about getting it?
I'm thinking about getting it, but my only critique on this figure would be that I really wish it would move away from batteries on these figures, because now I got to look at that price and then tack on maybe another $100 for the fusion reactor.
Yeah.
And it's like, I want this thing lit up, and I wish Hot Toys would start giving us USB for these, but otherwise I think it looks really good. My problem is what we were talking about before is I'm content. I have the 3 and the 85. I'm kind of good, but I love this suit. If I get this, do I need the Mark 1? And then if you get the Mark 1, you got 1, 2, 3, and 85? Or do I need 1 through 7? It's another rabbit hole like Spider-Man. So I really have to be careful and think about this.
Yeah, that's why I'm staying away from it, because I want the Mark III. I have the 7, and I have the 1. I really always like the, just kind of have him next to Captain America original, First Avenger. But yeah, like how cool would it be to have 1, 2, and 3, and then where do you stop? So like, yeah, it looks great. It's really, really cool looking, but I don't know. I think
if I wasn't a Star Wars fan, that would my entire collection would probably be Iron Man, because these look phenomenal.
Yeah, right. Yeah, you can do Iron Man and Batman and have an awesome collection.
Yeah.
Here's my thoughts on it. I had the original Mark II, the Unleashed version, the plastic. I think it was something like MMS 150, and it was a really bad figure. And what I didn't like about it, and I know it's screen accurate in terms of the rivets, the fasteners, and the armor, but it stuck out so much. It was so distracting that I really didn't like it as a figure. So I sold that. In fact, it was my first figure I ever sold. And when I saw these pictures, it just reminded me of that again. As much as I love it, this looks great. I've now changed my mind because I've seen a video at Secret Base, and with the chrome aspect on it, it just looks a whole lot better. So I think I've got 8 or 9 Iron Men, and I said, no, that's it. I'm now thinking this, I'll get this. And I'll pair it up. I've got the Midas. Yeah. I've got 10. So, and I'll pair it up with the Midas. I think I love that die-cast Midas figure. It's superb looking. And I've got it on the original Mark 6.
That would be
base.
Damn you, Ian. That would be beautiful, actually. Now that I'm thinking about it, that would be incredible.
Oh, it'll pop. But yeah, I'm not going to pre-order that just now. But it's now definitely. I think I'm going to get it. And when I look at my Iron Man shelf, I think that will just pop.
Yeah, I need. Question, though, it is die-cast, though, isn't it? It's not all plastic. It's die-cast.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
Does it make you wonder how some of those plastic pieces might look next to that high chrome die-cast?
Yeah.
When you know what I mean? If they're going to match up and look seamless. I don't know.
Well, there's some different. I mean, there's some different tones to the metal throughout the suit, right? So I think that could work in its favor a little bit.
Yeah, there is different tones. It's the same as the Midas. There's a more bronzy tinge in some of the parts of that figure, and I think it looks really good that it's not just one uniform colour. So I'm hoping that there is a bit of variation on this figure, because it brings it to life a little bit more.
Yeah.
So certainly on the Midas, it looks awesome. So, but after seeing the secret base, a video I've seen, I've changed my mind in terms of the rivets. It looks really good in the chrome. So Shane, you were away. This will be my, I think, 10th or 11th Iron Man.
Yeah, I caught that bit. Yeah, it's sorry. I just realised that about a half an hour ago, my laptop, usually when I'm streaming, I plug it in just to keep it charged up, but the charger doesn't seem to be charging up, so I'm down to about 6%. So yeah, it's just not. I tried switching out the plugs and stuff like that, so I might have to cut the stream a little bit short, but I'll give you notice at about 2% anyway. So sorry about that, folks. But yeah, it's very, very strange. It's a relatively new laptop as well, like, so that could be something simple. But so this will be your 10th, then, Ian?
Yeah, I'm actually going to sell 3 though. I've got 3 Iron Man figures I'm going to sell.
Which ones are on the chopping block?
So I've got the advanced suit, which I really love, the red, white and blue, but I don't want any game figures in the collection. I've got, again, another game, the 2020 suit, and the reason I bought that was because I love Daft Punk, and it's got that Daft Punk look, but it doesn't fit in my collection, so that's going to go. And there'll probably be a few heart attacks when I say this, but Miles Morales, I'm going to sell that.
Oh, that's a pretty good figure as well.
Yeah, it's a great figure, but I'm cultivating the collection in terms of Spider-Man. I know what I want, and I've got the deluxe Toby coming from Lion Rock. I don't know when it'll come, but I've got that coming. That'll be my 7th and final Spider-Man.
Has to be done. But then again, a few years' time, we could be going, 10 Spider-Man. That's an even number. Isn't that right, Trevor?
Subject to change.
Yeah, exactly. Nothing wrong with it, folks.
Yeah, but an even number is bad because you have no figure in the center, so you need an odd number.
That's it. That's it. The so 11 then. Yeah, we kind of got through a lot of the stuff that the kind of key points that I wanted to get through, but I'm gonna have to just finish it with this game, unfortunately, because I'm down to 5% and it's just technical difficulties. So I do apologize to the panel and anyone who's watching. We would have liked to get on a bit further, but look, we'll go through this anyway and round it up. All right, so Brick, you're going to go first because you're new. You're going to snap your fingers and you can never watch one of these again. So one of them stays, but the one you snap, you're never allowed to watch ever again. What would you do? Please, people watching, feel free to give your thoughts.
I'm gonna snap the Matrix. MCU the Matrix did a lot for cinema as well at the time, but the way the MCU just changed the world with this Marvel, this story. Infinity War was one of the best superhero movies of all time, in my opinion. I mean, it's up there at least top 5. And yeah, I got to keep Avengers. I'm that Marvel guy, you know.
Okay, yeah, fair point. Mike.
this is such a hard one. Obviously, Shane, you're a master at this, but I would I would snap out of existence the Matrix as well, only because I have a 1-year-old tomorrow who'll be 1, and I'm so excited to go through the Marvel movies with him, and to not have Infinity War to get to would just be a crime. So I'd snap out the Matrix.
Yeah, so it's 2. And Phil?
Yeah, until Infinity War was released, The Matrix was one of my favorite films. But yeah, Mike's hit the nail on the head there. I mean, I've got a 6-year-old, and I want him to go through the experience of all the Avengers films to get to Infinity War and Endgame. So, Matrix.
Okay, so the Matrix has been snapped by everyone so far. Eddie?
I can't snap the Matrix. Can't do that. I love Infinity War, but yeah, I definitely snap Infinity War if I can only choose one.
Oh, we have one more person. Jose, what's going by, boys?
Oh man, I can't snap the Matrix either. I wrote a paper in undergrad called Neo as a Christ figure, talking about how he can be seen as a messiah in the movie. So yeah, I'm keeping the Matrix. I'm snapping Infinity War. We have all those other movies, Marvel movies we can watch. So
yeah. So Eddie has answered, Mike's answered, Phil's answered. Ian?
I love the Matrix, but that's getting snapped. Avengers, Infinity War, it was like a childhood dream coming to the big screen for me, seeing all these characters. And the reason I'm saying the Matrix is because of that movie was heavily influenced by the original Ghost in the Shell animation. And I've got fond memories of that. I was working in Japan at the time when it was originally released. I went to see it in the cinema. Couldn't understand anything, but I loved the whole concept. So if that goes, I've still got one of the best animations ever made. So Matrix gets snapped all day, every day.
Trevor?
Yep, bye-bye Matrix. Seen it several times. I enjoyed it, but if I never saw it again, I'd be okay.
Oh, that hurt. That last bit was that hurt.
That
was the
God, at
kicker.
least make it. Oh, we better watch
Fine.
it next week.
you're breaking my heart, man.
Yeah, I would snap away Avengers Infinity War. The Matrix blew my mind when I first saw it, and it's like a good album. Like when I listen to Queens of Stone Age rated or any Tool album, Deftones, Around the Fur, I don't know, just they always deliver no matter what mood I'm in. You know, Soundgarden, Bad Mother Finger, Nirvana, Nevermind, or whatever. They always deliver. And when I watch The Matrix, it always delivers. Now, so does Infinity War, but the concept and what it did, I just absolutely love that. I would snap away Infinity War, which means I'm probably snapping away Endgame too. I know the consequences of my actions. Folks, we're down to 3%. We might get one done. I don't know. This is strange. I don't know what the hell it's acting up, or doesn't seem to be damaged, whatever, but like just really frustrating. So, what would you snap away, folks? Seeing this is kind of the tail end of Christmas, I would snap away the Muppets Christmas Carol. I want to keep Home Alone.
Yeah, goodbye Muppets.
Yep, Muppets.
Yeah, bye-bye, Muppets. Bye-bye.
Does anyone disagree?
Yeah,
Nope.
Home Alone for me.
Oh,
You snap away Home Alone? I
love A Christmas Carol in any form, and the Muppets is a pretty good one.
Nice.
Home Alone.
No, the Muppets
Again,
is great.
it's kind of like The Matrix for me. I've seen it several times. I enjoyed it, but I don't. If I never saw it again, I'd be okay.
Yeah, cool. We might get through the next one. Snap away, and you could never, ever, ever use them again. What would you snap away, Trevor?
Oh.
Well,
I got rid of all my adult detox, so I don't have mod cases, and I don't foresee buying them. But I guess I'd snap away detox because they're going to be snapped away anyway. So let's go. Let's get it over with.
I think I know Brick's answer anyway.
Yeah, I'd snap away DTOFs. Give me more of a reason to buy more Magi cases.
Well, you should talk to Ian. He buys them regularly,
right.
once a day. Jose?
I mean, I use details, man. So, and I've never had module cases. I don't think I'll ever have module cases. So I guess module cases. But I feel bad because you guys use them. So,
Okay.
but yeah, I guess
it's an impossible choice. There's always going to be winners and losers. It's okay. Ian, and I'm guessing it's details for you.
Oh, I would think so. It's details, yeah.
Yeah,
most definitely. Yeah.
And,
your weekly groceries. The comment.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Phil?
If I had space, I'd snap away the module cases. Due to the fact I don't have space, I have to snap away the details.
Mm-hmm.
I prefer the one figure, one shelf look, but for space reasons, it's impossible.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense. Mike?
Well, considering that I just placed an order of module case last night and they quoted me an $850 shipping charge, I would love to snap them away. But I'm all in module case, so bye-bye detail.
Oh, right. I wasn't sure where that was going. I was thinking, yeah, you bought a load of them. So, yeah. But look, at least it's an investment. It'll be done and your display will be wonderful. Eddie?
Yeah, I like details. I don't really need module cases. Not with the garage shelf hack anymore, so I'd snap away module cases.
Yeah, cool. And I would snap away details for the simple reason that I've just sold a bunch. And I sold 5. Sold all the ones I had. So I have no need to get them anymore because I've got the Bladlins. So I suppose the question then for me would be, would I swap? It's too easy for me then. Would I? The question for me should be snap away module case, just snap away the Bladlins, and I think I'd snap away the module cases because I really like the one figure per shelf look, and I could, like you said, use the hack Eddie or something like that if I wanted to get a riser. Although I am looking into getting some sort of a riser from module case that could act as not just a riser but also house vehicles underneath, and where I could not only, because I've maximized the width of the room now by selling the 5 details and picking up 7 Bladlins, give myself an extra space. So I've maximized the width, but now I want to maximize the height. I want them raised up. I don't want them on the ground anyway. But now if I can use a case as a riser but also house vehicles, that would be awesome. Folks, I'm going to die here, so I literally have to end the stream right now with very little warning. So I do apologize to everyone. I don't know what the hell is going on with my laptop. Hopefully it's not a massive issue. But thanks very much for joining. Thanks very much to the panel. Thanks very much to the channel members. Thanks very much to everyone. I gotta go. I don't mean to be rude, but I am out of here. See you, folks.